Doesn't beat the. Well, we can't hear Dali's birds anymore.
Ah, the
The
cranes.
yeah, Sad Hill cranes, which is a shame because they're really cute. Um, I didn't love when I was casting with Lumia. We heard the trains. It's really cool. Anyway, we are on Beckett Industries. Beckett Industries, purveyor of things that you want to buy and we want you to sell to you. The high marker in the southwest corner of the map, all the way from the land of Vietnam. Our red Zerg. It is MeomaikA. Whooping Overlord.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Beckett Industries LE, we have the Pink Protoss player himself, hailing from the land of Hong Kong, the Kong of Hong Kong. We have Bistork.
So help going for 17 pool,
Oh my.
which is not the quickest, but still pool first.
Yeah, I've noticed that especially in ZVP, he does open up with a pool first, not necessarily to be aggressive, but just to be safe and to make sure his opponent, you know, has to be defensive, right, and get a zealot out and all that stuff.
Yeah, in PvZ, you know, you can make use of that early aggression, especially on a map that has this kind of rush distance. But I think if you want to catch the wall before the zealot comes out, I think you need to go 12 pull here. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on the timings of these things.
Yeah, something that's very odd to me right now, but we'll see if it lines up. Bistork, he probe scouted and he saw the pool first and he didn't start a zealot. He's like, you know what, you can have your pool first, you can have your lings, I don't even care. And he decided to be a little bit greedy, wait for his cybercore and chrono out the adept.
I mean, maybe kind of saw like counted drones as like, all right, I know how many zerglings you have, so you're not committing to this.
It's only 4 lings, right? Like, as long as the micro is good enough, Bistork shouldn't lose too many workers here.
Loses 1 so far, but the zerglings are already running out. The adept is coming out. Lose 2 drones, maybe. Okay, 3 probes. Not bad for 4 zerglings.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good trade for MeomaikA.
Definitely. That's more than he should have gotten. Again, like if Bistork, if he didn't want to be greedy, like he could have just walled off completely. But you know, in the end, he wanted to skip that zealot. He didn't want to waste resources there, but he kind of paid the price for it.
Right. So, I'm getting disoriented here. This is a PvZ, right? Sorry, I'm floating on a cloud. We're getting a robo facility, not a Stargate.
Oh my.
I don't know what to do about this. I don't know how to cast this night. I'm waving my hands in the air, asking for help.
So this could mean a couple of things. What's important is that we see 4 gateways being thrown down. So Bistork, he can hit this awkward moment where he goes across the map with a war prism and a bunch of upgrade less units and hit pretty fast because he doesn't wait for like blink or charge or anything like that. And yeah, it's just an awkward timing and he can catch Zerg players off guard.
Yeah, especially if it manages to take down a 3rd base for the Zerg, which is usually not as well defended at this point in the game. So yeah, it's a pretty good catch.
Exactly.
Looks like stalkers are the thing here so far.
What's important is that MeomaikA, he did scout the robo earlier with his overlord before it died, so he kind of knows what's going on. I don't know if he's well aware of it. He has a decent amount of queens. He's making a lot of lings right now, which is honestly what he should be doing. Like he needs army. If he was droning up, he might just straight up die.
Oh, zerglings. They don't find an opening here. The item's like, get out of here! Get off my wall!
And here we go. The stalkers are here. We have the massive warp in of zealots.
Yeah. There are slow lots. waddle lots. I like to call them. Look how slow they are. It's so weird. It feels like someone changed the game settings, like the speed settings. You're not used to seeing zealots warped in and then run so slowly. They usually have charge when you do this. Now the adept actually joins in as well. Another warp in wave, but Bistork is kind of running out of stalkers.
He is, but yo, these queens are slow. They're off creep, and they are slower than the slow zots.
24 Zerglings are coming in. It's just MeomaikA is just buying time. Oh, but he has to bring them all together. He can't just let them trickle in. But gets a surround on the zealots. Sorry, not the Zergs.
Yeah, but there were just enough zealots. Interesting decision. Bistork doesn't warp in another wave of zealots. Instead, he warps in stalkers.
Yeah, I liked it a lot more because you know, they're a lot more jugglable with the warp prism. They can kite Zerglings. They can hit the queens much harder. They're a lot tankier than the zealots. But as it is, it looks like MeomaikA is holding pretty well. Another warp in wave of zealots this time.
Oh god, exactly. And you know what, MeomaikA, he was trying his hardest to focus down that warp prism, but you know what? Every single queen is falling, and the warp prism survived.
Yeah, I think MeomaikA is out of queens. That is really bad. You kind of need them at the back doing damage to the stalkers and zoning out the warp prism.
Yeah, speaking of, the spore goes down. That was doing a really good job at keeping the warp prism away, but now that it's gone,
they're coming in, but they're not ready yet.
He's pulling the boys as well.
Alright, that was being pulled. The bannings are ready. They hit the zealots and they weaken them quite a bit. I don't know if MeomaikA is enough though. Goes GG and Bistork will take game number 1 with a very aggressive early game push here.
GG, well played. And yeah, I mean, MeomaikA had a decent idea of what was coming. That's why he was making nothing but army units. You know, he had a lot of queens, he had plenty of lings, he had some banelings, but yeah, there was some pretty good control there by Bistork. I was honestly impressed by this warp prism micro.
Yeah, staying away from the queens is the key point here, because once you lose the war, you see it a lot when you know, Protoss players try this, and they end up losing the warp prism.
Yeah.
To the queens, and they're like, well, that was your attack. Goodbye. Go home.
Yeah, that was like a win condition for MeomaikA, and he almost kind of got the warp prism. You know, he got rid of all the shields. He was dealing some damage to it, but yeah, wasn't enough. And Bistork takes the lead in the series.
Yes. All right. So Yagantha is going to be our next map. It's a big map again.
Yeah, a long map.
This was MeomaikA's choice this time, so kind of odd, you know.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a queen push on this map. I know MeomaikA can be fond of it just because of the speed zones. But we'll see.
Also a decent map for some. Yeah, I think we're going to see Stargate this time from Bistork. You know, air units, they're pretty good at covering up the big distances, and you know, using the dead zones in the around the bases to hit. Oracles do pretty well. That's my guess. Alright, everyone. Welcome to Yagantha, LA. We're in the northeast corner of the map, all the way from the land of Vietnam. It is our red Zerg. Give it up for MeomaikA.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Yagantha LE, we have the big Protoss player representing himself. He's stroking that beef. It is Bistork. Oh god.
This shit we come up with.
That was the chat. That was not us. The beef stroke thing. We just rolled with it, mate.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I think I took a screenshot of that just to get us off the hook. So see, it's not us. It's not just us. But we do encourage that kind
We
of
do.
behavior. So,
We enable it.
you know, we should take responsibility for that. I mean, it does go with the pool first again.
Yeah.
Not a 17 pool. It's a much earlier pool.
This is interesting. It's not just a pool first, it's a pool and gas before hatchery. So MeomaikA, he's going to have a lot of gas to work with. We'll see if he uses it for link speed or if he goes for something else. A little bit more cheeky.
Mm-hmm. Now, Bistork was cheeky in preventing that, blocking that natural base. So MeomaikA takes the unnatural base.
That he does, that he does. And I'm just waiting right now because MeomaikA is about to have 100 gas. I'm curious if he does go for link speed or if he like throws down a cheeky Roach Warren. Oh, no, there we go.
We have intro Espanol. Again.
They're still working on it.
It's like 75% there.
It is, it is. We're almost there, we're almost there.
I haven't prepared my Finnish translations.
Oh god. We'll see if we get there. I mean, right now, Bistork, this time he wasn't greedy. He did get his first Zealot out. I like it, I approve.
Yes. Very good. Also have the backup probe as well, just in case. Yeah, I have that. And there's that target. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-da-bum, bum, 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 bum.
What is that? What is that?
That is the opening theme for Stargate.
Oh. It's like I recognize that. What? Ah, I get it.
Yeah. It's the same from the movie, and then they used it in the show as well.
I never watched the movie. I only watched the show.
They're pretty good. The movie, they're different, but they're really good. It's show is really nice. I recently just rewatched it a few months ago, beginning to end. After I haven't not done that in years, in like 10 years or something. And it's a lot better than I remember it even.
Oh.
I really love it.
It's one of the it's a daunting task, mate. It's like I started watching like the original like Star Trek series, right? And it's like, well, there's that, and then there's Next Generation, and then there's like Battlestar, and then there's like Stargate.
The trick is that like it's one of those shows that throwaway. I like to call it a throwaway Netflix show. Well, I'm like, alright, I'm bored. I got nothing to do. Let's just watch the show. It's just the daily cycle. Right now, I'm catching up on sitcoms. I'm watching How I Met Your Mother right now. So that's like my throwaway like show. I'm eating lunch. Let's put on a show. Doing something. Let's put on a show. And then you don't notice it, but throughout the days you're catching up.
Yeah.
Because you're watching like 2 or 3 episodes a day, and then you're like, oh, suddenly you're catching up.
It's one of those things where it's probably not the best like binge watch, like as in like just sit down and just dedicate your everything to that. But like,
yeah, no, I hate that. I hate binge watching when you're just watching one episode after another. I really don't like that. I find that if I do that to shows, I don't remember anything that happened in the show.
I feel like that's more of a you thing though. Like,
no, I would if I like space it out a little bit, then I remember more of the show. Like I experience it a lot more. You know. But when I binge watch like an entire 10 episode show in one go, I'm all immersed in it. But then a week later I don't remember anything that happened on the show.
Oh god. Speaking of, we have a massive link run right here, and actually it was enough to overwhelm all the defenses here. As 2 adepts go down, these other 2 adepts are going to go down as well, and we still have more links on the way, but it's not going to be worth it if he doesn't get the cancel in the 3rd.
Yeah, and the adepts are coming in, so I think Bistork holds it. It's always funny to say like a Void Ray fighting a lot of Zerglings. It's just, come on, please die, please die. No, you, come on, please die. And it's like not doing much. It's like using this tiny little laser. It's like, come on, I want to use the big laser.
It is an odd sight to see. But you know what?
Yeah.
Oh god, Bistork, he actually moved out with his adepts, and now every single adept is going to go down. On top of this, MeomaikA is all in. He's been making a lot of queens, and he has a Nidus on the way, mate.
He's got that, but gets us one of these adepts as well. No,
my
just
God.
goes for that one adept instead.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, I think there was some miscontrol there for MeomaikA. These lings will be cleaned up. What I will say is that MeomaikA, he's wasting a lot of these lings. I feel like he should probably like kept at least some of them alive for the big push for all these queens that are going to be on the way.
Yeah. Then I don't think Bistork saw that.
He didn't. He has no idea, mate. Oh god, the queens are out.
Yeah. Because the Void Ray went really close by.
Yeah, and
Right?
he just
Bistork was point.
yeah, he's committed across the map.
Oh no, the adepts come back and they run into the Banes. Okay, these Banes did not need to detonate themselves, but it's fine. Its queens are going to do the rest of the job. The Zerglings are streaming in through the Nidus.
Yeah, the problem is that across the map that the Bistork is getting nothing done. The Lings, they get a surround on the third base. The third should go down because there's barely anything here. And speaking of barely anything here, there's just no DPS. There's no armor units for Bistork. He has 2 sentries.
Yeah, there's an Immortal coming out, but I mean, there are a lot of shield batteries, so he might survive for quite a while, but the third will be going down for Bistork with the amount of Zerglings that are just running around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The adepts are going down.
Oh, gets the Void Ray finally.
Void Ray goes down. The Immortal being a little bit ambitious as he does leave the safety of those shield batteries, trying to go toe-to-toe with like 8 queens.
Yeah, nah. Immortal's a good unit, but they're not that good. Actually, the queens aren't focusing the Immortal.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't see it there.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. Right now they're trying to focus on the sentry, and the sentry is just not dying. Right now the sentry is the real Immortal.
Yeah. Queens, they don't have that DPS.
But finally the sentry does
Immortal
fall.
comes out.
Yeah, and
I don't know. The adepts have glaives now as well.
they do have glaives, and the adepts are staying alive. Finally the Lings come in. That's what I was waiting for. And with these Lings, it's going to be so much more difficult for these Immortals to really focus on the queens.
Yeah, the shield batteries are all depleted, so no more shield battery for you. The Immortals are not immortal anymore. There is a transition here. MeomaikA is getting a Spire. There goes the cybernetic score, so no more adepts for you. A Disruptor is on the way. And it looks like Bistork is holding. Bistork is actually holding.
Overcharge
But
was
he did
used, and
he lost the third base.
He-
Nidus will get cleaned up here.
yeah, he did lose the third base, which, I mean, again, Bistork is still in a really rough place. Thankfully, MeomaikA is transitioning. If he was stuck on, like, just nothing but Ling Queen, I would say that maybe Bistork can get back into this. But that Muta switch is going to be rough.
Yeah, and a fourth base going up for MeomaikA. Bistork not even getting a third. Just going to switch into Phoenix Adept. Getting another Stargate. I think that's a rough transition to be in. It's going to do well against the Muta. No, it's not going to do well against the Mutalisk. Bistork is never going to build up on a good amount of Phoenix A, right?
Exactly. Like, MeomaikA has just too much of a lead when it comes to the Muta count. Like, sure, when they come across the map, Bistork is going to have, what, 3 Phoenixes maybe? Maybe 3? Compared to the mass amount of Mutas that are going to be made.
Yeah. Meo already has a problem with Mutalisks.
Yeah, 10 in total.
He did lose a couple of them, I think. No, he didn't.
Yeah, now the Mutas are across the map. Here, nothing shoots up. The Phoenixes are revealed, but, there's 4.
And they don't have range yet. Oh, they do have shield batteries, so they can back away here. But they're not going to be able to defend that third.
Yeah, exactly. The Lings are just going to go ham on that third. Meanwhile, so far, decent micro by Bistork. He has to be careful. Almost loses 1 Phoenix.
The Mutalisk, as soon as the Phoenix A back away, Mutalisks can jump on top of the ground units, but it looks like MeomaikA doesn't want to stay here. Seems that
Yeah.
it just can't. Well, actually, Bistork, color me surprised, but he did actually get enough Phoenix A to deal with the amount of Mutalisks that MeomaikA has, and now he's culling them even further before MeomaikA's Mutalisks are coming out, the new ones.
Yeah, I would have assumed that the
Phoenix number down.
Yeah, I would have assumed that the Mutalisk would actually deal with the initial Phoenixes and like reset the count, and then that's how he would stay ahead. But due to all these shield batteries surviving the initial wave, like they came into play, they kept the Phoenixes alive, and now Bistork, he's not in the worst position. Oh my god.
Oh, they jumped a shot! Guys, what the hell was that? I can't handle this. I have a weak heart. Alright. Trying to get us around to that Protoss army, but he backs away to the wall. The Mutalisks and the Phoenix A are fighting up in the sky. Disruptor shot actually discharges between the queens, and that's not enough to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. But the queens are getting very low. They're running out of energy. The queens will go down.
Yeah, the Phoenix A have range now, extra range, and yeah, the Knight is gonna go down. And the Phoenix A are chasing the Mutas away.
Yeah,
17
the
Mutalisks died so far.
These pieces getting a lot of value here. Even a couple of Overlords, they can go toe-to-toe with the Mutas. The one thing that I'm really worried about though for Bistork is that he needs to get this third base saturated. Like otherwise, it doesn't matter how inefficient MeomaikA is.
I like that Giaco is contributing to the Intro Espanol now that he's decided he's not casting today.
Oh, that's when I drag him on, mate. That's.
I want a Singapore intro.
What does that mean?
So I want Jacko to speak with his Singapore accent when he does the intro.
We need to bring Aries on for that. Like he only brings it out when someone else from Singapore is in the call.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta prompt him. Another Singaporean. Right? These Immortals are actually still alive. This is impressive. They have 21 and 28 kills on them.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
I mean, thankfully, MeomaikA, he is refining his army a little bit. Like, he's going for Corruptors. He doesn't have too many Corruptors yet, though, so the Pieces are still dealing a lot of damage. And Bistork is working towards Archons. Yeah, there's like one for each base.
That's a lot of Phoenixes with a lot of energy. They're jumping on top of the Corruptors. Look how tanky these Corruptors are.
That was disgusting, mate. It took so many shots to kill one Corruptor.
Alright, so he gets 5 drones here, which is nice. MeomaikA is still way ahead economically, though. Gonna get that 5th base. Bistork finally has a 3rd base that he can actually consider safe.
Yeah, like he's getting it fully saturated. This is huge. If he somehow gets a 4th base, that'll be amazing for Bistork. Meanwhile, Bistork, he is starting now to lose these Phoenixes.
Yeah. Corruptors, they're slower than the Phoenixes, but they're fast enough that the Phoenixes just, they have to constantly be escaping. They constantly have to run away. If they stop for a second, they did.
Yeah. Thankfully, Bistork is transitioning. He's going to charge up Archon. He needs a little bit more time. He only has 1 Archon for now. We'll see if he gets this 4th base up.
Yeah, I think he does. There's enough to defend here. Corruptors don't shoot down. I mean,
they could, though.
Down, but they don't shoot down.
Yeah, he comes a lane. Muta, it looks like he's going to force a cancel. Gets a kill.
Huh? Oh, yeah, there was a kill on that Nexus. He might get a surround of the army here. One of the Archons goes down to the Mutas. Yeah, cleans up the Archons. And now it's just Adepts and Immortals.
Yeah, exactly.
Shield overcharge is being used. The Phoenix they are trying to distract the air Zerg units at the back, but this is so many Mutalisks. This is now a catastrophe for Mutalisks.
There are 20 Mutas here. Yeah, they're starting to focus on everything. There are not enough Corruptors. Sorry, there are not enough Archons. The Corruptors are dealing with all the Phoenixes, and Bistork did a really good job at holding on, but, mate,
yeah,
it's a catastrophe.
Yes, this what you get when you get a catastrophe. And he's upgrading to an apocalypse. 10 more are coming out. We're not going to see that. It's not, the apocalypse has been cancelled by everything dying earlier.
Awful. GG, MeomaikA ties up the series.
Yes.
What was that from Pacific Rim? What was that from?
What?
The apocalypse has been. We're canceling the apocalypse.
I don't know. The apocalypse has been cancelled. Yeah, I think it's Pacific Rim.
Yeah, Pacific Rim. Yeah.
I think it's yeah. It's one of the. It's the Idris Elba speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today we're canceling the apocalypse. He's so good in that movie.
Unfortunately, the sequel did not live up to the original.
I didn't even bother to see the sequel.
I
mean, to be fair, the original wasn't all that good.
It was fine for what it was. It was like
yeah,
a solid contained movie, you know. Like
it was really. I actually saw it in the theater. I went to see it in the theater.
Oh.
In a movie theater, and it was tight.
Yeah, didn't need anything else. Oh god.
I mean, look, it's kind of one of those things where it's a really stupid idea to begin with. There's not much you can really do with it. It's big robots fighting monsters. You can't highbrow that shit.
Yeah.
You can't make it about this is about humanity. No, it's about robots punching monsters.
Well, there's a lot of like potential with that idea. I would love, and maybe it's just me just wanting more Starship Troopers, but like I could kind of see like it go in that direction a little bit. Like you take the concept instead of Space Marines and stuff, you have like these big Jaegers. Like that would be fun.
Yeah, but you need the tone of the Starship Troopers thing. It doesn't. I don't think it can work. It was too sincere, I think. Where Starship Troopers is like a cynical social commentary type of thing. Anyway, speaking of cynical social commentary, we are on Oxide LE, where we are oxidized. We are breathing. In the southwest corner of the map, currently sideways 1-1 in this series, all the way from the land of Hong Kong. Give it up for our pink Protoss, stroking his beef, it's Bistork.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He's red, going for a pool first, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
Idris Elba was in the Thor movies.
Oh, was he he was like the Gate Guardian, right? Like
where he played the most boring character in the Marvel universe.
The guy who had like 2 lines.
They took one of the greatest leading actors in the business and made him like just this boring side character that just sits around and stares at nothing and occasionally says something. It's just the most. I saw when even they managed to make him boring even in the Ragnarok movie, which was like
the
actual good Thor movie. Even there, they didn't manage to make him an interesting character. It's so boring.
It's weird.
Every time I see it, I'm like, it's such a waste. You're wasting Idris Elba on this.
It's weird, right? It's a waste of money, if anything, right? Like, just get someone else for that role, right?
It's money. Money is not a problem. This is the Marvel movies. They're all waste. The waste of money is their business model.
No,
it's at that point.
You know what's surprising? Angelina Jolie is going to be a part of the Marvel universe now, and I'm like, really? I'm like,
why not?
I mean, it's like, sure.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
At this point, it doesn't make sense. She hasn't been in anything in a long time.
But she can. It doesn't matter.
So they're gonna get like Lucy Liu and Cameron Diaz and all these. It's like, why not? Get them out. George Clooney.
Look, the Marvel universe is really big. There's a lot of room for a lot of characters. You know,
Yeah,
you can hire anyone for anything pretty
that's
much.
that's what I was gonna get into. It's like at a certain point, they're just gonna have everyone, or like it's gonna be this weird moment where who's the actor who's gonna be
If they
left
had,
out of the Marvel
hey,
universe?
do you know who played Thor's mother?
I have no idea, man.
It's Rene Russo. You don't even know who that actor
I
is.
don't even know who that is, man.
Yeah.
What was she
was
in?
big in the 80s. She was big in the 80s and 90s in Lethal Weapon and stuff. She was really big. But yeah. But and then the people she plays there and people don't even like all this generation doesn't even know who that actress is. She was like really big. Yeah. I'm wondering when they'll bring like Julia Roberts or something.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They're gonna bring like these people in. It's like why? But okay, sure.
Yeah. Fuck, it doesn't matter. Look, it's all of this is beneath all of these actors.
Is
As
it
much
beneath
as
them?
you can hype, as much as you hype all the great acting in the Marvel universe, it's not, you know, from a cinematic, perspective, movie making, it's not really that great. They're good movies, but the acting is like people will keep praising like
I don't.
Robert Downey Jr. and everything. It was like, it's just. He can do a lot better than this, you know. He has done way more interesting stuff than Iron Man.
Sure, I think I'm approaching it in the other direction where you're like these people. It's like beneath them. For me, it's the other way where it's like I don't think Marvel needs these actors at all. It's like what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, it's weird.
This is the thing. No actor can make these roles actually, interesting. It's all about the writing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And if the writing is like mediocre, then
Anyway, as we get into this, and as you know, it was a pretty standard opening from both players.
yeah, I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, we do have a Glaive Adept opening coming out here from Bistork. As I quickly check the vision, I don't believe MeomaikA has not gone in to scout this. He doesn't really have an idea of what's going on, and this is dangerous.
He's getting Hydroless small things.
Like, this is great to like maybe go up against like double Stargate Void Ray, and he does know it's a Stargate opening at least, but against Adepts, it can work, sure. It's a little bit more risky.
Yeah. Oh, I think my delivery is coming. They haven't called. I think they just.
Oh, all good, all good.
No, my dad is there. I think he's
okay.
Yeah. I don't need to install the screens right now, so it's fine.
Fair. Meanwhile, I don't believe Bistork has seen the Hydras yet. He is working on AoE though. I hope this isn't for disruptors. Like Colossus would be beautiful right now. Like Lings and Hydras are coming out. Colossus are the ideal unit.
Yeah. And Neo is pretty much committing to. Oh no, he's getting Zerglings. Okay. I thought it was just going. No, just Hydralisk. Just Hydralisk. This is not a good idea. You want something to buffer for them. They're not as tanky as they look. Alright, Lurkers, it's going to be the transition here for Mio.
Yeah, and right now this is a pretty nice timing. There are Glaive Adepts, sure, and there we go. Colossus is on the way, but there isn't that much army here for Bistork, so maybe, the Lings are trying to get us around.
Oh, nice use of the force fields. We're going to give the Zerglings away. Yeah, Mio, he can't punch through these defenses here, I think. Not with the force fields. As long as Bistork uses the force fields nicely, yeah, I don't think Mio can break this.
Oh god, but you know what? The force fields are not there. They're a little bit too late. Every single sentry goes down. The Hydras are getting on top of everything. But what's important is that these Hydras haven't gotten any economic damage yet. And you know what? That Colossus is coming out. Is it going to be enough though?
Oh, it's Nidus on the way from Mio, and the Zerglings are marching across the map. Oh, the Colossus! Colossus is going to get sniped! That used to be a Colossus. I think MeomaikA did it. This is nothing that Bistork can have right now.
Man, there's nothing here, mate. The third goes down, and what is there left? There's gonna be one Colossus.
It's making Colossi 2 at a time, but they're not going to come out at the same time. I don't know, Bistork may... Yeah, there's the wall is open. Things are going to get depowered. There is a Colossus out, and the Hydrodiscs can't really chase it. But Ducklings get to it. And yeah, this is done.
Yeah, exactly. The Colossus
Done.
will
This game
fall.
is done.
There's nothing left here. Sure, there's a bunch of gateways, but like they're coming in too late. Like they were needed like a couple of minutes ago, and at this point, Bistork, he's out. GG.
Yeah. This is what happens. It's what happens when you mess with the Bermuda Triangle. They end up in the finals again.
They are, of course, they are.
Welcome to the promised MeomaikA versus Gogojoy final. I actually haven't opened up the Wikipedia page. Wikipedia page, sorry. Where's GPO? No, we just want to see how many times they faced each other in the finals recently. Oh, actually, it was Demi last time.
Yeah, he was able to like break the mold a little bit.
Before that, it was Gogojoy versus MeomaikA, MeomaikA versus Gogojoy, MeomaikA versus Gogojoy, MeomaikA enter, MeomaikA Gogojoy, MeomaikA Gogojoy, MeomaikA Gogojoy, MeomaikA Gogojoy, Gogojoy Azure, MeomaikA Gogojoy, MeomaikA Starduck, MeomaikA Gogojoy. They've been in the finals for so long, so many times, and MeomaikA usually gets the upper hand in this in that situation.
He does every once, maybe like twice a year. Gogojoy is able to bring it back, and really take it to MeomaikA. That's why I don't know if you recall this, but for a couple of weeks they would even off race in the finals just to have fun. You know, they
I do remember that.
Yeah, they do like PvPs or TvTs or PvZs. Yeah, just having a little bit more fun with it. They both agree to it, obviously. But yeah, even when they play straight up, like MeomaikA does typically come out on top.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break before the final match here, which is a best of 5 between Gogojoy and MeomaikA. So we'll show you a duct tape in the meantime. Take this time to hydrate your hydras, stretch your roaches, train your disruptors, and be back here in 5 minutes, or I will not forgive you.